Hey everybody, it's Rachel here with Give Butter. Thanks for joining for another success story from the Give Butter community. Today we are featuring the Northwest Film Forum in Seattle. Recently, their Sunny Side Up brunch fundraiser raised over $50,000 on Give Butter to further its mission of inciting public dialogue and creative action through collective cinematic experiences. Listen, if you're looking for a super creative, over the top, one of a kind fundraising virtual event example, this is the one for you. I have Chris here with me to share how they made this campaign so successful, as well as tips, tricks, lessons learned. Chris, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, I'm so eager to dive in. To start, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, your role with your organization, a little bit more about your mission and what you all do.
Totally. So my name is Chris Day. I'm the managing director here at Northwest Film Forum, and we are a nonprofit film arts organization in Seattle, Washington. We've been an organization now for, I think we're celebrating our 26th year this year. Our big 25th blowout was during the pandemic, so it was a blowout-ish. It was kind of a gentle deflation, I guess. But it was good. We did an online smorgasbord for that too. But yeah, so we're a lot of things. I'll try to, encapsulate them best I can. So we are an exhibition space. We have two different theaters inside one home. And we show films from all around the world, independent art house films, repertory cinema, film on film, lots of local showcases, the list goes on. We also have a substantive education department as well for youth and adult education year-round for filmmakers of all stages of their careers. We have robust artist support services, such as our fiscal sponsorship program. We do direct grants to filmmakers and artists, and gear rental, and I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of other stuff, but we're a pretty small team that works ourselves to the bone and make a good film and media hub for artists to come and just experiment. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, I'm sure so many of you that are following along are nodding your heads, as Chris says. Small team doing all that we can, wearing all the hats. Inspiring. You guys are doing so many different things, and you've been doing all this through a pandemic in the last year, which I'm sure has a part of what made you pivot to this Sunny Side Up brunch fundraiser. And I can't say it without smiling. So walk all of us back to origin story here. How did you start thinking about this event? Have you ever done anything like it? Tell us more.
Totally. So we usually do around late spring, early summer, an annual gala fundraiser, because summer, believe it or not, it's a big movie time for a lot of places, but Seattle is just so damn gorgeous during the summer that people, it's hard to get them inside a darkened
Right.
space. And, it's just one of those times, like, it's a good time to help fundraise for our operations and growth. And, during the pandemic, obviously, I don't even know where to begin with all the changes that have happened, but right now we're also looking to, hire a lot of new staff, new positions, new roles, and come back from this pandemic, like, honestly, stronger than ever, and with different offerings that have come to focus, like our direct grants, for instance, that we hadn't done for a decade plus before the pandemic. So anyways, it was a good time to do the fundraiser. Obviously, we usually do our annual gala in person, and last year we just skipped it all together because we had other government relief loans and funds and other support that happened. But it came time, and it's like, okay, we do need to do our fundraiser. And obviously we couldn't be in person, couldn't do a big blowout dinner event like we usually try to. So we were just kind of, brainstorming with ourselves on staff and the board. And basically the feedback was like, how do I get my friends to be on Zoom on like a Friday night or a Saturday night? everyone
Mhm.
hates Zoom at this
A year
point.
into the
So
pandemic, yeah.
yeah, so we were just like, what if we did a brunch? Would you be able to get your friends involved in that? And it just kind of felt right to be like, this whole thing's an experiment anyway. I know something
Mhm.
that people can also relate to is that it's just this big question mark 'cause it's unprecedented. Like people haven't tried online fundraisers in this way, and I've seen a lot of other organizations do successful ones. So we were, kind of feeding off of what we learned from other organizations in that path. So we just were like, I don't know, let's try a brunch and let's just get weird with it. Because we were like, two people might watch this or 200 might watch this, but I don't know, let's just be us and be weird and come up with weird ideas to try to
Mhm.
get people on a Saturday morning to eat food and watch us weirdos do our thing. So yeah, and then we sealed the deal with our marketing manager Paul Seipel. He created this amazing graphic of these smiley little eggs, and it was the cutest thing in the world. And we all went, "Whoa!" And that, yeah, exactly, those little happy eggs. So that was the moment where we're like, all right, this works. I think we can make this happen.
It just felt like there was a lot of synergy there with Give Butters. We have, our Mr. Butter, who's like he's
Yeah,
waving and smiling
I
with
can't count how
your.
many times we made butter jokes.
It
So
just
yeah.
felt right to host this for you for a brunch
Mhm,
event, and you're smiling, sun and eggs.
mhm,
Um,
exactly.
but it seems like that sort of whimsy really resonated with your supporters. So if everyone, of course, we're going to link this for you to explore and check out, donate, support. But your supporter feed was so fun to look at, so many hilarious gifts and
Yes.
comments. You had really active participants from the teen side of things, and just really clever format for Zoom. So tell us a little bit more about how you structured the fundraising event. What are these different rooms and like menu of offerings that you guys came up with? Because I thought this was so clever.
Mhm. So we kind of stemmed off of an event we hosted back in December online as well, a winter solstice big party, basically
Nice.
called Longest Night, that we'd hosted the previous year for the first time in person, and we did over Zoom last year. And with our venue, the way it is in person, we have many different rooms and spaces. So we just basically like activated the whole space, had stuff going on, audiovisual delights happening in every room here. So we were trying to replicate that feeling online.
Mhm.
So we just basically had multiple breakout rooms on Zoom and let people just kind of drift in and out of the rooms as they please. Some would just be people talking, some would be musicians playing, some would be experimental film showcases, all of that stuff. So we stemmed off of that. It was so successful and so genuinely fun to be a part of. It's like, okay, I think we struck something that might be fun on Zoom. So we tried this that way too. So we had local music videos playing. We tried a little quarantine karaoke where we had
Yes.
karaoke videos playing, and asked everyone to mute their mics so that we didn't have a cacophony
I was going to ask about
scatterball of
that.
sounds. But yeah, and then we curated this art walks of people's art in their homes, and also local galleries such as the Jacob Lawrence Gallery and Wanawari. And yeah, and then a good friend of ours, Malachi Peters, put together this amazing video compilation of pets in movies. And she really went over the top, amazing. Imagine like a 30-minute montage of animals in film, and it was
Oh,
just the most
so good.
delightful thing. And all the while, we had kind of our main room, which was hosted by a good friend of ours, Isabella Price, who is she calls herself Queen of Darkness, and so she's like, I'm not a morning person, I'm of the night, and but she's a huge horror buff and did this,
Oh,
kind of spectacular and somewhat, I don't know, raunchy-esque kind of morning and hosting, and it was wonderful. And we just kind of hung out and we talked about the forum, and we showed some clips, showed some films of our past and all of that. So yeah, really just try to make it a super casual event for about an hour and a half, people eating brunch, um, and just chilling with us. And then we did, it all came together through Raise the Paddle in that main room where we brought everyone back together. And
nice.
local filmmaker S.J. Chiro, she led the Raise the Paddle and just got everyone, super stoked about all that. It was really good. It was
Nice. So that was your one connection to what would that normally happen during your annual gala?
Yeah, exactly. And we had hosted some through Give Butter here. We had hosted, we have as you can see, a menu of offerings. So we still did what would be kind of like auction items. And we popped popcorn for people and delivered them brunch items at a certain level. We offered filmmaker toolkits, I should say, with local artists, filmmakers, industry professionals, etc. And then some other, vacation packages, the kind of stuff we would normally have at a gala. And as you can see, there's lots of Magic Mike XXL gifts. That's like the house movie. So when you're not looking at me, you're looking at the gyrations that are happening.
Just to clarify for everyone.
Yeah. So
those parts were traditional to your event.
Yes. Yeah.
Just different format. Yeah, I love that. One of the things that I think anyone watching this can take away that you wrote up here, both participatory and passive. I thought that was so key because it was kind of like choose your own adventure. We're still going to have a collective moment together in this main room. We're still going to do some of the things you know and love and expect from us every year at our gala, but we're going to experiment, like you said, see what happens. If you want to participate and sing along, great. If you don't, you just want to watch animals, great. Whatever works for you. And I think any nonprofit can take inspiration from that and make it their own for whatever they're doing. Let people kind of choose what makes sense to them. But what was it like coordinating all of that?
Oh, it was still a usual logistical nightmare at times, but it was also like, it was super fun getting everything together. And the collaboration was something that, we have in our spirit, even amongst our staff and board, and like, we're just so open with each other and collaborative spirit that it felt easy just to bounce ideas back and forth. And I love that we really leaned into the experiment part of it, as you said, just like this, like, what do we know? We know our folks, we know our donors, we know our audience. We know what they like, and we might be taking stretches, but also like, what do we find fun on in a normal situation, in a normal world, the in-person world? Well, that translates online too, if you try. And it's sort of like, they like what we do because we like what we do.
Right.
And so we just thought, why not? This sounds fun. And lots of people, once you get a laugh out of folks, you're like, all right, we're on to something. So, yeah.
And it worked. You raised above and beyond your goals. So do you have any tips, tricks, or lessons learned for pulling this off on Give Butter for everybody else that's following along?
Yeah, I'd say something that really pushed us over the edge actually was really liked, it was just super easy to use, and everybody was just, like, it just felt second nature to all of us. Something that really helped was all of these team members having their own page, their own sub page. It actually ended up giving a little bit of that good competitive spirit, which really helped. It got everybody sort of like, I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna raise
right.
And yeah, people love competition. And
Absolutely.
so I really think that encouraging folks to really dive in deep with that and feel like emboldened for it. It feels nice. It feels like a good, healthy, competitive spirit. So I'd
Nice.
say that was a really, I like that part of Get Butter a lot.
That team element.
Hmm.
And it seems like your supporters had a lot of fun on the feed. Like I said, they enjoyed
Hmm.
using that, and obviously it was easy for
Definitely.
them. I also want to point out your checkout process was, I just thought, really smart. Some things that you did, lined right up with the gifts. Then you can dedicate to a team member if you want
Mhm.
to. You made them be even more specific about that so they understood what they were donating to.
Yes.
Leave a
Yeah.
message. This is a supporter feed. And I really thought it was smart that you gave a couple more options for people. Not everyone chooses to include that, but I think it's really smart when you can.
Absolutely.
So great checkout process there that you guys created, and overall super successful. You raised above and beyond. So congratulations to you, your entire team, and thank you for making all of us at Give Butter just smile through this fundraiser with you.
Well, thank you for checking it out and for, giving it a showcase too. That was great. And
Chris, where can everyone find you if they've just become huge fans, as I'm sure they
yeah,
are after meeting you on this?
so they can go check out nwfilmforum.org. And starting in mid-September, they can actually come to Northwest Film Forum again.
Ooh,
And yeah, that's when we're reopening to the public. So yeah, this big open building. Come find me. I'll be around.
that's really exciting. Thanks again, Chris. And for everybody else who's following along, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Give Butter's YouTube channel so you never miss an inspiring story again. We will see you next week. And until then, happy fundraising. Bye, everybody.
Thanks so much.